Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see today's question. So today's question we are taking this up from the topic of limits and continuity. And if I talk about the question which is given to us here from this topic, the question tells us let function f of x equals x minus 1 when you have x as an even value and the function becomes 2x when x is odd. The question further tells us x belongs to natural number n. The further question tells us if for some a belongs to n, that is natural number, f of a is equal to 21, then the question is asking us to figure out what is the value for limit x tends to a minus the expression is given mod of x cubed divided by a minus square bracket of x over a. And when the square bracket is given, it tells us that it denotes it's a greatest integer function. So basically that denotes that you have to take the greatest integer value, which is just less than or equal to the value of t. So the question is asking us to figure out the value for this expression. And if I talk about the answer choices that we have here, the options are 169, 121, 225, 144. So we need to figure out which one of the answer choices is the correct answer for the question that is given to us here. Let's try to solve this question further and find the correct answer choice. Before starting off with the solution for this question, I would first like to tell you that please do subscribe to my channel and support the channel as well, because it takes lots of efforts in making these videos for you on everyday basis, and it is free for you but also motivates me to put up better content and try to make these solutions for the questions that we are doing on everyday basis as easy as possible. Let's see the solution for this question. So we have been given when x is even, you have to follow this idea for the function. When x is odd, you have to follow this idea for the function. And f of a, it's 21, where a belongs to any natural number. So let's talk about this. Let's say first case, if I take a to be an odd number. So when a is odd, what happens? Let's talk about that. So if I have a as odd, the first function, if I take f of a, we know for the odd function you have 2x, so it becomes 2a. And when you have 2a, so any odd number, if you multiply that with 2, that basically makes it an even number. So this f of a now becomes even. Now if I find f of a, let's see. So if I find f of a, now this being an even function, I will have to use the idea that when x is even, it is x minus 1. So instead of x, it is the whole thing f of a. So it becomes f of a minus 1. And f of a is nothing but 2a. So 2a minus 1. So now if I see 2a was an even function, subtracting 1 from it makes it odd. So now the f of a is an odd function again. So if I want to find the third function of this f of a, now that being an odd function, so this f of a is an odd function, and when it's odd, we know it just becomes 2x, it becomes double, so 2 times f of, and that makes it 2 times 2a minus 1. And 2 times anything, it's always even, so that basically becomes an even function. So we get f of a, it's nothing but an even function, and that this entire thing was given to us as 21. So if I equate this with 21, let's see what I get. So you get 2 times 2a minus 1 is equals to 21. So if I solve for this, I get 2a minus 1 is 21 divided by 2, which is 10.5. 2a, it's becoming 11.5, and a in this case becomes 5.7. Now, A, when I get 5.75, that cannot be the value of A because it's told to me that A belongs to a natural number list. This is not a natural number, so A cannot be 5.75. So no value of A satisfies this. So A is basically not an odd natural number that we have taken. So this case is rejected. We cannot have a an odd number. Let's take second case now. So when I have case 2, let's say a is an even natural number. So when a is an even natural number, the first function f of a, I know for even, it becomes x minus 1 for f of x. So f of a would become a minus 1. Now since a is an even number, any even number, if you subtract it by 1, you get that being odd. So this function becomes odd. Now if I find the second function f of a for this, it's basically on the value of f of a, and f of a is odd. So when f of a is odd, the function was just getting doubled. So the value of x just gets doubled, so it becomes 2 times f of a. And that makes it 2 times a minus 1. Now if I multiply any expression with 2, always that function becomes even every time. And when that function becomes even every time, I have to find the third function f of a. And when that's the case, for even function, it's just x minus 1. So I have to subtract 1 from the expression. So it becomes f of a minus 1. And that makes it 2 times of a minus 1 minus 1. Now we know here, since this is an even function entirely, because it's multiplied with 2, if I'm subtracting 1 from that entire even expression, that makes it odd function. Now once I have f of a, that is this, we already know the value for this also. It's given to us in the question is 21. So if I equate both of the expressions, I get 2 times a minus 1 minus 1 equals 21. 2 times a minus 1 equals 22. A minus 1 here becomes 11. That gives me a is nothing but 12. So I get the answer for this question, that is a as 12. But the question is not asking us to figure out the value of a. It's asking us to figure out the value of this limit that is given to us. So let's try to solve this. So the expression that's given to us as limit x tends to a minus. The first expression is mod of x cubed divided by a, minus the other one is greatest integer function of x over a. So if I take separate limits for both of them, I get x tends to 12 minus mod of x cubed divided by 12. And here, applying separate limits, limit x tends to a minus or 12 minus, you get x over 12. That's the greatest integer function value. X tending to 12 minus means it's just less than 12. So when it's just less than 12, mod of x cube means mod of 12 cube divided by 12. So 112 will get cancelled and you will have 12 square left. The second expression that is important here, that's just the greatest integer function, and when its greatest integer function, x is tending to 12, but x is less than 12, just less than 12. So if I put any value of x just less than 12 divided by 12, the answer for this would be somewhere close to 0.9 something. So when it is just close to that, the greatest integer function tells you have to take such a value of an integer which is less than or equal to that. So it cannot be 1. So the greatest integer function here, if I talk about, which has to be less than that. So if I have 0.999999 also, the greatest integer function will give you the answer as 0. So for this entire expression, the answer becomes 0 and not 1. So it becomes 144 minus 0, which is 144. So if you see the answer choice that matches here with the question, the option is D. So D becomes the correct answer for the question that is given to us here. I hope you have understood how to solve this type of questions on limits, where we have to apply the idea of greatest integer function as well as absolute values. I'll see you again tomorrow with some other question from some other topic, and we are going to continue our series of questions on JEE mains. So stay tuned for more videos to roll out. If you're enjoying these videos that we are doing on everyday basis, please do like the videos as well and do subscribe to my channel and share this channel with your friends also who are involved in the preparation of questions on JEE, so they can also take this benefit from these questions that we are doing on everyday basis. Thank you.